Remember, Bill O'Reilly has folded on gay marriage. I don't care. Gays get married. No skin off my nose. I don't care, which is just another way of saying I don't care about kids. I don't care about the welfare of kids. I don't care about kids being placed in the optimal nurturing environment. I don't care about people getting diseases. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about people losing 8 to 20 years off their lifespan. I don't care about that stuff. That's what Bill O'Reilly's saying when he says, hey, gays want to get married, fine, no skin off my nose. But here is Glenn Beck, who has been noted as a conservative. Now listen to what Glenn Beck says about gay marriage. We've lost him also. Let's listen.
Why have we been arguing about marriage? We have been so foolish. It is not about gays. It's not about homosexuals. It's not about any of that. It is about freedom. And the reason why they've won is because they've made it about freedom. And freedom, everyone basically understands freedom. That more freedom, not less. And so the argument has been, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? And by saying, well, because it always is, what's happened? You've lost. And by doing so, by not getting and turning into it soon enough, what's happened is you've been painted into a corner of a bigot. That's why they've won, because the principle of it is right.
So Glenn Beck saying the principle of gay marriage is right. The principle of two men building a marriage on a fundamentally unnatural act, an act which has always been labeled as an infamous crime against nature. Montana just addressed this. That deviant sexual intercourse is how it's described in the Montana law code. So Glenn Beck has completely lost his marbles and lost his bearings. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Eric, LaGrove, Oklahoma. Eric, welcome. What's on your mind, Eric?
Well, Brian, give me just a moment to kind of spell this out, if I could, and that's regarding your prayer each day for the president. I'm kind of conflicted on this. Okay, now, most Bible expositors say that all rulers are ruling by the will of God based on their interpretation of Romans 13:1.
Correct.
But then I look at Hosea 8:4, where God says, they have set up kings, but not by me. They've made princes, and I knew it not. Now, each day you open your program by praying for the president, and I have a question. If you were living in Germany during Hitler's rule, and as you pointed out just a few days ago, he was a popularly elected leader also, would you have prayed for him?
I pray for him just like I pray for Barack Obama. Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Now, in your prayer, Brian...
Because we're instructed that now, it wouldn't be the only thing I'd pray for him, but I would pray for him. Yeah.
Okay, now, and I guess the same for Stalin and Mao?
Sure. Okay,
now, here's a question or a comment. In your prayer, let me make this comment and then ask this question. I look in the Scripture and I say, well, did Jeremiah pray for the kings? I don't see that. Did Isaiah? Maybe, but I don't typically see, I don't think, the prophets who are praying for the kings. What I see them do over and over again is what you do also, which is speak truth to power. Now, here's the thing. In your prayer, you ask God to give President Obama wisdom. But the fact of the matter is, the Scripture says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and he don't fear the Lord.
Well,
so how is a man who is lost ever going to have wisdom, be given wisdom from God when they don't fear him?
Well, let me interject here, Eric, and explain how I believe this works. If I pray every day for Barack Obama to receive wisdom from God, the truth is you and I both know there's no wisdom there. He's a foolish man. There's no counsel and wisdom of God in any of his policies, any of his speeches, any of his proclamations. So here's how I think God processes that. God says, okay, look, Brian Fisher is praying for Barack Obama to receive my wisdom every day, and his entire listening audience is praying for Barack Obama to receive wisdom from me. He's not listening to me. If I'm going to answer that prayer, I've got to go to work on breaking down the barriers that blind Barack Obama to the truth and keep him from being able to receive my wisdom. So his answer to our prayers is to go to work to try to remove the obstacles that keep Barack Obama from being able to receive wisdom and counsel from God. Now, whether he'll be able to pull down those barricades, that's going to be up to Barack Obama. But what we can count on is God is working on him to try to get the counsel and wisdom of God into his mind if he will listen in response to our prayers. Back in 2.